Welcome back to Your Average Witch, where we talk about witch life, witch stories, and sometimes a little witchcraft on the full and new moon every month. This is the final episode of Season 2. It's also the end of our Anahata's experience in 2022. I talked to 4 more witches, Jamie, Adoree, Melanie, and Sarah, about their experiences at the Purpose this year. Now let's get to the stories.
Hi, Jamie. Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
How many times have you attended Anahata's Purpose?
This is my first Anahata's Purpose ever, and I love it.
Yay. What are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for just getting new experiences and seeing what things I'm actually interested in, giving me an opportunity to try and venture down different roads that I wouldn't do on my own at home without some sort of nudge in that direction or some sort of pull in that direction.
Yes. Have you taken any of the drumming yet?
No, not yet.
Are you going to?
I haven't planned on it, but it does sound good.
I was not interested last year, and I have regretted it for a full year. What made you come?
My wife, Lisa. She's come for 3 years now, and she absolutely loves it. I don't think there's anything else throughout the year that she really looks forward to as much as Anahata's Purpose and seeing the people that are here.
Mm-hmm.
So just how much fun she has with it, how much she enjoys it, how much meaning she gets from it was really nice. I was very hesitant to come just because I struggle with doing new things, meeting new people, and trying to worry that I'm going to fit in or like it's going to work out or I'm going to feel awkward. And I'm really glad I came and that she didn't make me come, but she made me come. It's been really nice.
That's super interesting. I want my husband to have this experience, but I don't want it to impact my own because I need this.
Yeah, because it's your time. Yes, I totally get that.
That's interesting and nice for you guys. What are you hoping to get out of this?
I'm hoping just to get a better idea of where I want to go and what path I want to go down. I think it's going to have a lot of forks and there's going to be a lot of different things I'm going to go do. But I just need to find a good start point or figure out where the path is that I'm on and just keep going down it and try to learn what I can from it.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned so far?
The most interesting.
Or the most surprising?
How, just this place as a whole, how wonderful it is. And not that I didn't think it would be, but coming in not having any expectations and just how nice everybody is and how open everybody is and how I can just have conversations or talk about things or just exist and go somewhere and just see what happens and have great experiences just happen without being planned or like pushing for anything, and it's just a wonderful time. It's really hard to get anywhere, and I've done religious retreats in the past growing up Catholic, but they've always had a bend to them or some sort of agenda pushed or some sort of direction they want you to go in, and like there's structure to it. And there's structure here, but it's so open for you to just have the experience you should have and not an experience everyone should have. And it's just so nice and wonderful.
Oh, my heart. Okay. How do you feel you've grown so far?
I think I'm more open to different things. I won't say I'm a non-believer or a skeptic or something like that, but it's just been hard to, I don't know, wrap my head around certain things or without making myself fully push into doing something or do a spell with a group or do ritual or anything like that. I don't know. I have a better understanding of what it is to do things or just being open to being around it and accepting that things will happen and just see where it goes and just enjoy the moment and see what happens and what experiences come from it. Because maybe not every experience is going to be something that happens that's so profound as everybody else, but it's if you open yourself up to it, you're going to get something for yourself.
Doesn't all have to be life-changing. I am uneasy about the ritual tonight.
Why?
Because I don't do group things. I don't do ritual, really.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I like going and watching. I don't I haven't participated yet. I
Yeah,
don't really
I don't
think
know.
I want to participate in the future in
I
many
don't know if I will
rituals.
either.
I think I definitely want to. I like being in a group, but I like doing my own things, and
Me
that's
too.
probably where I'm going to focus
Parallel
as
play.
I go.
That's what I like.
Yep.
Why should people come here?
To find out more about themselves, even if they're not. Maybe not into as many things as what most people come here for the spiritual side, or maybe they have just different interests. Just learn more about yourself. Just get a new experience just to like better understand you and where you're coming from and where you're going. I'm always worried about going to the classes or doing things. Like, my biggest fear is that I'm not that, so I don't think I should do it, and more or less gatekeeping myself out of
Don't
things.
do that. Just do it. Go to everything and do everything. Do you have any tips for anybody who wants to attend next year?
Be open to talking to and making friends quickly and often. Just talk to people, enjoy the interaction, just see where the dynamic goes, and see if you become best friends, or if you just are acquaintances, or if you just are enjoying each other's energy and getting something from that. Just be open to everybody that's here and their lovely energy.
Would you recommend, for a first-timer, lodge, camping, or cabin?
So I will do levels to this.
Yeah.
If you're a first timer, but you don't do camping and you're not that crunchy, I think the lodge is the way to go. I think it's probably the best of anything here if you're not used to being out in the woods or being out in the middle of nowhere somewhere with a bunch of random people. If you like camping, or at least have some background in it, I would say go with a tent. When we come back next year, I've already have plans for tent camping and like bringing a bunch of stuff and adding to what is already up there for the little bean pod in the back. And I would much rather do camping. The cabins are fine. It's not bad, but the mattresses are just so uncomfortable.
They're the nightmare.
Yes.
Nightmare of this existence. They're the same mattresses as in here.
Oh,
by the way.
I thought maybe they were better.
Well, maybe there's like 3 real mattresses, like from a bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's maybe 5 mattresses that are an inch thicker than the 3-inch ones. Thank you again for talking to me.
Thank you for having me.
I like seeing men here, even though it's kind of scary for me, but that's my issue, not yours.
It's totally fine. It's scary being a man here.
I bet.
It is. Like,
I bet there's some aggression.
So in past years,
passive aggression, but I bet there's some aggression.
Not as much as I thought, and maybe I'm just not noticing it. Maybe it's much more passive than I'm thinking, which I totally get. Like, men are terrible, and like, I don't know. That's a whole different thing. But no, I totally get that this is a safe space for a lot of people, and I think sometimes having men there ruins the party. It just ruins the fun. It just does, with the whole patriarchal system that we have.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be. We should all just be able to like hang out, get along, talk about things, see where things go.
But you're showing that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Adoree.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. So, speaking of Anahatas, how many times have you been here?
This is my first time at the full Anahatas, and I did the Anahatas mini retreat in April.
What are you most excited for this time?
I've definitely been focused on tarot classes, looking at tarot from several different teachers, and I have very basic understanding of tarot, and that's one thing that I've really wanted to focus on learning. So those are the classes that I've been really looking forward to, and then just getting to see friends from the first mini was awesome. To get back and see some of those people and relationships and what's changed in their lives just since 4 or 5 months ago is amazing. Then that I was definitely looking forward to and has fulfilled all expectations.
It's good to get back to family.
Yes, and that the smaller retreat definitely lended itself to that because there was maybe 30 people total, so we could really get to know each other. And then we were also all doing the same classes. There wasn't the choice between all the classes, so we were moving through those classes together, and that really, really builds a sense of community and family.
Yeah. You can tell the people who've taken classes together here.
Mm-hmm.
What made you come?
Honestly, to begin with, I was just like, hey, this sounds cool. But then, and I did not know what I was getting into in the mini. I saw the course descriptions of what was being included, but it surpassed all expectation. Just again, that community, that family. And I really like just the intentionality that things are done here. I think Rachel is incredibly intentional about everything that happens here. And seeing that and the way it works and the way things start working together has been an amazing lesson to watch.
What are you hoping to get out of this experience this time?
I came in, my intention, anytime people have asked, set your intention for this class or this weekend? Mine was transformation. The first one opened my eyes to what was actually possible, and the things that you can actually accomplish by learning from the other people here. And this time I wanted to actually start to understand how to utilize those skills myself, and start to that transformation, that change. First one was, my perception, my understanding. This time I'm actually like, okay, let's make some of these changes for myself.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned so far?
I would say that I'm much more sensitive than I realized as far as, the energies and ideas. There one class, and I actually did it at the mini. She taught it to all of us, and I went back yesterday because I'm like, this was the one that changed my entire understanding the first time around. And I wanted to do it again. And it's an amazing class. She has us, she has all this information on spirit guides and your team. And then you end up asking for information about someone's name, someone at the table with you. You ask information from your spirit guides or, the universe, spirit, and you don't even know whose name you're holding. And both times, both in the spring and now, somehow I got the name of one of their friends and wrote it down. I didn't even believe that was real, much less that I could do it and that I would receive information like that. And for that to have now happened twice is very surprising to me. It's the connecting to higher realms.
Maybe next year.
That's, just insane.
What's been your favorite part?
Getting to meet our group in person.
Me too. Even more than seeing last year's people, this has been the best.
Yeah.
And watching everybody grow.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I tend to think myself very introverted. Although
you're one of the more extroverted of this group, though.
Yeah, well, my fiance he's like, you're not an introvert, you're an extrovert. I'm like,
I don't know that I would say that.
But I need my time by myself in order to recharge. Like, I really enjoy being around the people, but it uses up a lot of energy. But I do really enjoy it. But I also tend to be very reserved around people until I know them. I've always been someone that I would just sit on the outside and watch until I felt comfortable. And I didn't need that time with this group. Like, we've already, even though it's all been, virtual, we know each other.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
We've done some Anahata's work in the group without having been here.
Yeah.
That's partly, I think, because at least you and I have experienced what it can be, so.
Yeah.
We want to turn everything in our lives into this.
Yes. Yeah, isn't that the...
How do you feel you've grown so far?
My mind has grown immensely to just actually believe in it. Believe in what people can do through community, through actually engaging with their body. That's definitely been growth. And then I did a chakra and yoga session this morning. And there was one point where I'm just like, I'm not feeling the emotions at all, but I'm crying. Like, I didn't know that I could experience it that way. And that's also learning just how my body works, alongside my mind. That's definitely been the growing experience this time.
Why should people come here?
I think if anyone has that intention to grow their skills, grow their knowledge, this is there's so many spaces to grow in different ways here. There's so much support for it. Again, the Connecting to Higher Realms class, she talks about you are so supported. And although in that class she's talking about spirit teams and, your spirit guides, this entire community is supportive. There's people here that legitimately care about you and care about how your life is going outside of just being here. And that's amazing.
Even though we haven't met you yet. Do you have any tips to anybody who wants to come next year for the first time?
Reach out to those who have been here before. Ask any questions you have, whether it's, the mundane things about camping versus cabins versus lodges. Ask questions. Find out what's going to work best for you and your preferences.
Which one of those do you recommend for a first timer?
Probably the cabin, especially for the main event. For the small one, we were all in, or almost all in the lodge, and that was nice too. But you really get to know the group you're with in a cabin. And you have kind of a built-in safety net again when, you may go to a class and not see any of them, but there's then someone you can wave at when, you walk by them and
eat lunch with.
Yep, exactly.
Sit and talk on the porch after you've had an exceptionally emotional class experience. It's the same in the lodge too. When you're sharing a room, they're experiencing some of the same things you are. It hits every person differently, but there's not this sort of reverting back to childhood where I feel like being in a cabin even though I never went to camp as a kid, it pulled me back. To what it was like to be a kid, and there's more possibility for experience. There's more possibility when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And so I feel like staying in here, we're up at the cabins right now, staying in the cabins really helped put me in that mindset. Mm-hmm. Whereas right now, I'm in the grown-up section.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the lodge this year. Maybe if my hip doesn't hurt, maybe we can do a hive house. Cabin. It would be this one because it has a screened-in porch.
Yeah. I know. The screened-in porch is awesome.
I am going to request that.
Well, it was kind of fun yesterday. We were all having a discussion about how yellow jackets are like the worst bee. And, well, not bee, but bee.
Still.
Yellow stripy
things.
things. Yeah, stingy things. The yellow jackets are because they're just mean.
Little assholes.
Yes.
Because they're little meat eaters.
Yes. But it was quite fun because we watched a spider ensnare a yellow jacket up there.
There's a paper wasp in here, and I am unconcerned because generally they just leave the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Not hornets. Yellow jackets will just be like, oh, are you over here? Let me come sit on your arm and wait for you to move so I can sting you for no reason. Just because I'm a dick.
Yeah.
But thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
I will see you later.
Yeah.
Hello, Melanie.
Hello.
Thank you for talking to me.
Of course.
In advance. Well, now we are on the third day of Anahata's this year. How many times have you attended Anahata's Purpose?
This is my second year.
What are you most excited for this year?
Honestly, it was returning here and seeing everybody that I met last year. Last year, my intention was to come and do a lot of classes and do a lot of work. And it was. I did a lot of classes. I did a lot of shadow work. I came home a changed person. But this year, this year, it's like a family reunion. I get to see these people that I've been communicating with all year, and we've lived life together for the past year. But this is the first time I've been able to, hug them.
If you hear weird noises in the background, it's because I'm on this beautiful screened-in porch at Camp Inaba on the main building.
Life is happening.
Yep. The festival is happening around us. What made you come this year? You just kind of covered it. Is there anything else?
I do want to continue to work on the things, and I know that the classes, I always get something from them, and usually it's something I don't expect. The classes that I'm planning for don't turn out to be as beneficial to me as the ones I sort of wander into and drop into, and something profound happens.
Or they get canceled.
Yeah, your class gets canceled and you go sit on another class, and it's amazing. I love that part.
What's the most interesting you've learned this year?
The most interesting thing that I've learned so far has been learning about Hermetic Kabbalah. I had heard about Hermetic Kabbalah loosely, but taking Joe's class was so interesting. It's definitely something that I'm going to continue to study and learn more about. I'm super interested in it now.
What is it?
Kabbalah, well, the way he explained it is a discipline based out of mysticism, like ancient mysticism, Jewish
high
mysticism.
Magic, not old stuff.
There's an element of high magic in it, but it's basically philosophy and mysticism, esotericism, all boiled down into one thing. The meaning of life, everything is nothing, nothing is everything.
I'm trying to figure out how to pay my taxes.
It wants to melt your brain. I want to, that's escapism for me. I don't want to think about my taxes, so I want to learn about the tree of life.
Okay, that's fair. How do you feel you've grown so far?
This year or in general?
Either one, both. Compare and contrast.
Comparatively, last year was life-changing for me because it opened up the door for so many avenues of thinking that I wasn't even prepared for.
Me too.
And I went home a completely different person and completely changed my life. 180 degrees. So this year, not as much growth, obviously, but still a lot of growth.
Maybe it's just growth in different ways that you aren't seeing.
Yeah.
Growth's behind you or something.
I think last year I was growing vertically in my practice, leveling up, you know what I mean? And this year I'm kind of growing laterally. Expanding out. Yeah. It feels so much more comfortable this year. There's just a feeling of home. You know? I'm home. I know these buildings. I know these spaces. I know what to expect. Everything just feels comfortable.
What's been the most surprising thing?
Honestly, and I feel like a heel for saying this, feeling as protective as I have about the experience with the expansion that Anahata's Purpose has had, there's so many more people this year than there were last year.
It's 4 or 5 times as many.
Yeah. And I feel a little, oddly protective over our little experience and being, wanting to kind of insulate us. And
me too.
And I'm trying to remind myself that they're having the same experience this year that I had last year. And I was them last year. So I'm really happy that they're getting to have this experience, and I'm trying to find ways to enjoy watching their experience and still have my own experience.
I really am enjoying watching my friends, my patrons. It feels weird calling them that, but my patron group who all came together. Mm-hmm. It's so interesting to watch. I've watched them change. I'm going to cry because they're like my children. I've watched them grow. Because they were, last night I scolded them because they were sticking together and not making new friends. And then one at the end came and said, I did what you said and I went and talked to somebody new. Why should people come here?
For that reason. For that exact reason. You don't know what to expect when you get here, but you get more than you expected every time. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Do you have tips for anybody who wants to attend next year?
Do not have any expectations. No expectations.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. You always try to picture it how it will be, how you will plan things.
Especially since Casey is reporting every day.
I know.
Everybody, this is what it's like for me.
Yeah. I think it's easy to be at home watching that and feel like, I don't know, maybe left out or envious or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think we just want to show you
what it can be like.
Why we love it here and why we want you to be here with us. And we understand if you can't, but also to sort of let you experience it with us in real time. Mm-hmm. Like, like a Zoom meeting or something, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cabin, lodge, or camping?
This year camping. First year camping.
Which one do you recommend for a first timer?
I think a cabin for the first timer is fine. Because it's less hassle, it's less commitment, it's more, you can be more carefree, sort of. You don't have to plan as much. It's easier to just drop in to the experience without all the work.
And
if
you
I
have
had
safety nets of an electric plug for your phone.
Yeah, you're not really in the wilderness, unless you're already like an avid camper. If you're already an avid camper and you're comfortable with the camp life, that's fine. I'm not at all an outdoors person.
I don't want to do that.
Never was, and that's one thing that Anahata has changed about me.
It is making me want to after the camp.
I'm
not fires. The camp that isn't the fire.
Yeah.
Everybody in Tent City, that made me want. Consider it.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but maybe consider it.
Yeah, I was not and never have been, and my family knows this about me, ever an outdoor person. I don't want to sweat. I don't want a bug on me. I don't want any, I want to be indoors in the air conditioning drinking wine. And last year at Anahata's, it's like something broke.
Good.
And I want to be in the mud now.
Oh, I don't want that.
Barefoot all the time.
No.
I want to be outside in the woods, talking to trees, with my feet in the grass or the dirt. And my husband is like, what happened to you up there? But he's enjoying watching me experience so much joy. He's never seen me this happy.
Ken's excited too.
Yeah. And he now knows that I will be here every year, and I need it. This is my battery charger. This will carry me for months.
He's going to Florida every year.
Yeah, I left Florida to come here. Good luck, Ken. If he needs a place to stay.
He's going to that snake roundup.
Yeah. They need it. They need it bad. If he needs a place to stay, we've got a couch.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome.
And I'll see you around.
Thank you for having me.
How many times have you attended Anahata's Purpose?
This is my first time
Yay!
at Anahata's Purpose.
What are you most excited for?
I'm honestly just most excited for all the people that I'm getting to meet, and it's like I kept having to remind myself yesterday that there are more than one day that I can do the different things on the different days, and I don't have to meet everybody and talk to everybody right at the very beginning, but I want to because I want to get to know everybody. And then I out peopled myself, and now I'm having a hard time peopling.
Yeah.
But I've been having a really good time of just going with the flow and just wandering into the different things and I kind of glanced at the schedule and was like, okay, I know I got to go to the podcasts. I'm going to those. And then the other things, it's just like, oh yeah, that seems cool. I could maybe do that.
And so I'm having a really good time kind of flowing through the workshops, because I'm definitely a very this is the time that you have to be there and this is what you have to do. And I hold myself to this stupid, strict, high schedule and all of that. And so being able to be here and let go of that is incredible. And it's freeing. And it's something I haven't allowed myself to do very much. And I haven't cried yet. And now I'm about to start crying.
You can cry and I will cry. You're embracing Lagos.
Yeah. What is Lagos? Which one's Lagos?
The one that looks like a backwards 7.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite ones because that's what I get down there.
Yeah.
What made you come?
If I say you. So, for anybody who doesn't know, as soon as you get on Mama's Kim's Marco Polo group, the very first question that she will ask you every time is, "Hello, nice to meet you. Are you coming to Anahata's Purpose?" Mama Kim forces you to come here. But I was already thinking about coming, but I was doing the back and forth, talking myself into and out of it, because it is hard for me to do things for myself. And to, especially because I make money. I make my money making and selling pots. And so right now is that time where everything's cranking up for the holidays, and it's right about to be that super intense time when I need to make a shit ton of things. And so giving myself the permission to step away from that for a minute and say that it's important for me to be able to recharge before going into that.
I forgot I had a mic. I almost touched it because you made me put my heart to my chest.
I'm about to cry too.
God damn it, Rachel.
Damn it, Rachel! But it's not easy for me to give myself that permission. And so having you immediately say, are you going to come do this? Because you have to come do this. And also having other people so graciously be like, I'm driving. I'm going to come pick you up and bring you there. And all you have to do is talk to me in the car. Just the sheer joy of it. Yeah. And just screaming to defying gravity and and just any random song we could put on because we were in the car 4 hours longer than we thought we were gonna be, just to keep each other going. And then immediately coming in and being greeted with such love. That's what I'm here for.
Me too. I lost my place.
It's okay, because now we're both just crying.
What's been your favorite part?
There have been a lot of things that have been my favorite parts, which is crazy. Because I love scream singing to songs driving up here. That was pretty great. And then also just getting to see the people that I've gotten to know and see them in person and put a height to the people that I've known.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, so that's what the full you looks like.
Look how small JD is.
Yeah, JD's so small. And Ashley too, I was surprised. I was like, huh. But getting to actually see these people that I literally talk to every single day, and they're the only people that I talk to every single day and can still stand. Being able to see and meet them, and then go to classes and cry and have them still tell me they love me. That's probably my favorite part.
Jesus Christ.
This is my Pisces just being like, everybody's going
I
to
don't
cry.
I don't have any water.
I'm just sharing it with you.
I can tell you're wearing makeup because it's
Oh my gosh, I forgot. Because I never wear makeup.
What are you hoping to get out of this experience?
I came into it mostly being like, I'm here to see the people and the workshops will be really fun. And I did really want to do a lot of the shadow work. Because of like everything that I've already said. Because it's hard for me to take the time for myself. And because it's hard to like accept that recharging your battery is a good use of time. So I think what I'm trying to get out of it, or what I want to, is kind of just accepting myself for how I am and giving myself permission to take all the time I need and to not feel rushed. Because that's hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Why should people come here?
To have Mama Kim scream your name from across the lawn.
Isn't that fun, though?
It's so
when
much
you're
fun.
into some random place where you don't really know very many people, but people love you and will yell your name
Yes.
when you're coming towards them.
Yes. And it just brightens everything.
I love it, too.
Or somebody will be like, hey, do you want me to rent these dresses to go take pretty pictures of you out in the woods?
I can't wait to see those pictures.
Oh my gosh. I just saw the little ones on her camera screen. They're so cool.
Do you have any tips for anyone who wants to attend next year?
Tips. Take it slow. Because I do not.
This is only Friday, by the way.
I know. This is, we're barely
We've
into
already
it.
gone deep, though.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. Let's see.
So this is what the lodge looks like. You've seen the cabins,
Yes.
and you see camping. What do you
Yes.
think?
I don't have camping gear, so camping would never be an option for me. I've seen some pretty impressive campsites, though. Like, there's a whole, like, couch set up with a grill, and, like, it's incredible. Like, oh my gosh, how did you pack all of these things up? And then somebody, like, drove their converted van here, and that is just, like, fantastic.
The
But I
cabins
think
are nice, though.
the cabins are really nice, and it was great. Like, last night, most of us in the cabin, like, we were just starting to get worn down by the end of the snack time stuff, and we're just like, I don't think I can make this anymore.
Yeah.
And we were like, I'm too tired, and so we started heading back up to the cabins, and then, like, kind of got settled in and sat down, and we realized we weren't actually tired. We were just peopled out. And so we're just, like, sitting there, like, chatting and, like, getting everything settled in. And so that's really nice. But I also didn't realize that with the lodge that it wasn't just you in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
That it's, like, other people, too.
Yeah.
Again, any just stranger walking into this room.
Yeah. If they're a bean, yeah, it would be a lot.
Oh, if it wasn't a bean, though, that would be even funnier. Because if, imagine, okay.
And then they have, like, fans coming in the door, like,
oh
on.
my
These
gosh.
people are like, who are you guys?
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, right? Like, just somebody who has no idea, not a bean, just gets put in this room with
That
you.
happens. Last year, there was a non-bean in a cabin full of beans.
I love, that they had to make an announcement about what a bean was.
And that's why you need to come down on Anahata's Purpose to find all of this out. And thank you for talking to me. Thanks again for listening. I will be taking a little break. There won't be a new episode until the premiere of Season 3 on January 6th. I will be talking to Kate St. Clair, author of the Ptolemy Project. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Your Average Witch. You can find us all around the internet on Instagram at Your Average Witch Podcast, Twitter at Average Witch Pod, Facebook at facebook.com/Your Average Witch Podcast, at youraveragewitch.com, and at your favorite podcast service. Want to help the podcast grow? Leave a review. You can review us on Amazon and Apple Podcasts, and now you can rate us on Spotify. You just might hear your review read at the end of the next episode. To rate Your Average Witch on Spotify, click the home key, click on Your Average Witch podcast, and then leave a rating. You can also support the show by going to patreon.com/cleverkinscurios. If you'd like to recommend someone for the podcast, like to be on it yourself, or if you'd like to advertise on the podcast, send an email to youraveragewitchpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the moon changes.